fans, and here we are back with the last one of the Wave 22 attack wing reviews. So just to recap, we've done the Valiant, we've also done the Rispai, there we go, and now we have the Andorian Kumari. So what do we make of this one? It's an independent ship. It's from Enterprise. It's an odd little model because it sits in a very strange manner. So it actually sits high at the back, and mine is definitely not straight, as we can see. I know that's not the greatest and it's kind of blurring into, but yeah, I like the finish on it. I like the detail on the surface. I'm just a bit disappointed that mine is definitely wonky. And I'm not sure if it's the wings that are wonky or the hull. Or actually, if everything is wonky from the... I think the back end is just completely and utterly out of line. Anyway, I think it looks really good. It's not the Eagle Moss one, obviously. But the detail for the size again, the panelling detail, the weapons detail is really nice. And I think they've done a decent job. It's just for some reason... There you go, look. Look at the kink in that. Look at the kink on the flipping heck. That's massive. It's like it's doing a flipping U-turn on itself. Anyway. Let's have a look at the ship and let's look at the pack. So yeah, really nice model, silver finish, very nice, well detailed. Again, these guys are doing a much better job on finishing these models off and giving us a decent little ship to play with. It sounds like a toy, but it's not. So Kumari class, they actually do class it as a Andorian battle cruiser for the generic version. You have a full 180 forward firing arc, which is really different. It's not one that you see very often. We've got a 3 for attack, a 1 for defense, a 4 for the hull, and 3 for the shield. Your standard actions, you've got Federation actions. Interestingly enough, you have evade, you have target lock, scan, and battle stations on there as well. And it's the independent faction as indicated by the little yellow dot just in front of my finger there. Captain on this one is Shran. We will come to him shortly. So yeah, it's okay. It's got a decent attack. Defense is a bit weak, and you've got a decent hull level with it. So you're going to stand a bit of a pounding. For reference, it's actually only 2 points lower than the Valiant on its score. So let's have a look at the pack. So, as we said, there's the Kumari Andorian battle cruiser. Just pop its stats beside it as well, so we can compare those. So yeah, Andorian battlecruiser, as we said, there's the stats. You've got a tech, you've got 2 weapon, and you've got a crew for 22 points. There's your full set of standard Federation actions. Even though it is an independent, I'm not surprised they've gone for that option, because it would effectively be a Federation ship if it wasn't. You may perform a evade or a scan action while there is an auxiliary power token beside your ship. Yes, great. So effectively that auxiliary power token that you could get at range 3, if you're doing the 90 right, 90 left, or the come about, you can basically ignore it, and you still get the benefit of either the scan or the evade options, which are there and there. So really cool. It's a little bit like the Runman Risp, where you can basically just do what the hell you wanted with some of the features on there. But the great thing with this is that you've got that ability that you can still do something even if you've got a red token beside your ship. It's not limiting you to doing nothing and kind of taking the pummeling that might be coming your way. Full range of movements there we've got at 3, as we said, with those auxiliary power tokens at the bank, the 90-degree right, left, and the come about. Full range of movement of 2 bar that come about, but there's no red moves in there. Ace forward speed 4. It's kind of a bit of a trend with Wave 22 that everything seems to have a forward speed of 4 and a sort of set of banks in range 1. So you've got the left and right bank and the forwards as well at 1 and 2, which will reduce your auxiliary power token total. So yeah, nice little start. I love it. As you will have seen from other reviews, I love the independent faction. I think they have some really cool little features that they put in there. Let's just see if this one has the same. You do lose a shield token, and you lose one of your weapon features from the Kumari to the generic independent starship. It does bring you down to 20 points, and of course you lose that unique action and the unique star that's up there, but it's still independent faction. Okay, captain options. Yes, of course, there's captain generic, as we all like to call them, or as I like to call them. So there's captain generic, and there he goes. And we'll look at Thalic Shran. So Shran is our captain option here. He's got a captain skill of 6, which is pretty reasonable. Takes the elite action. Captain's cost of 4. Whenever you perform a evade or a scan, you may target a friendly ship within range 1 of your ship. If you do so, place a token of the same type beside the target ship and an auxiliary power token beside yours. Now then, let me refer you back to the card of the ship. What you can do is you can combo Shran with your ship, because you can perform a scan or evade if there is an auxiliary power token beside your ship. So you can let another ship do it, and then you can still do it yourself, even though you'll have an auxiliary power token, which you'll be getting from using Shran. So just keep that in mind. You've effectively got a complete combo there where you're not losing a damn thing. Very cool. Very nice move. Like the fact that they've put the cards together and the pack actually works. Really good. Like Shran, but you'd only really want to play him if you're using something like the Kumari to be able to give you that auxiliary power token free option as well. So you can both benefit from that action. But very, very cool. Very cool. So let's go to your elite action with this one. So it's Diversion. And Diversion allows you to do the following. When an opposing ship declares an attack against a friendly ship that is within range 1 of your ship, if you're also in the attacking ship's forward firing arc, you may discard this card to force the attacking ship to make an attack against your ship instead. The attack is made with 2 less attack dice. So you can draw the attack from somebody else at the cost of 5 points, and absorb it and take it for less than, and lose 2 attack die. So you could effectively get an attack for either nothing or 1, because a lot of the ships we see around have got sort of 2, 3, 4 attack die. So you're going to get a very minimal attack, a minimal amount of damage. You've got 7 shield and hull points combined to play with. So you're going to take a bit of a pounding, but it might just save one of those ships, particularly if you maybe use a generic version and you use, I don't know, the Romulan scout ship, for example, that we've got within this wave, which has got minimal hull and shields, and you're using it within a sort of mixed fleet. You could use the Kumari, this diversion card you could use this diversion card to draw the fire away from that, save it for another round, maybe then build the Pie's weapons up, and use that for a bit of a retaliatory attack while you're absorbing the attack with the Andorian battlecruiser. Just a thought, just an interesting way you could be playing that card. But yes, very cool. In fact, all of the cards in Wave, most of the cards in Wave 22 have been pretty damn good, to be honest with you. You have one crew option with the Pie, which is Talas, the lovely Andorian female from Enterprise. When a friendly ship within range 1 of your ship is declared the target attack, you may discard this card to target that ship. If you do so, the target ship may spend your evade or battle station token as if it was beside that ship during this attack. It's very much, you get the feeling when you get to this point within the pack that this ship is very much about sharing its technology with others. It's very open to help other ships within the fleet. So it's kind of, it's a cross between a support ship and a battleship, because you've still got a decent amount of weapons options. You've got a couple of weapons options which are pretty good, but you still have the option here to help other ships within the game, because you can provide them with evade tokens, you can provide them with battle station tokens, you can provide them with scan tokens. So there are a lot of benefits of using this ship within a fleet as maybe almost a second line of defence. It wouldn't be necessarily a battleship, but it might be your kind of cruiser, but it wouldn't necessarily be your frigate. So there's certainly different levels you can use it, and I like the fact that they've almost played this as a very sort of middle ground ship with decent stats in there as well. Again, she is independent, she does cost you 3 points, but I think for the fact that you can do that for a discard, it's not a bad cost to be paying, to be honest with you. Not a bad cost at all. Okay, moving on. Let's go to tech. We have 2 tech options with the Kumari. We'll go with the 3-pointer first, which is long-range sensors. So long-range sensors, when defending, if there is a scan token beside your ship, during the roll defense dice step, you may disable this card to roll 1 extra defense dice for that attack. So it's going to raise your defense if you use it from the Kumari from 1 to 2. It's one of the few things that's actually going to help you directly with the dice. Remember, you've got your scan and evade and your battle stations that can still help you with your attack and your defend. And because of the way that they're played with Shran and with Talas, And with the ship itself, you've got a lot of options that are going to help you to keep in the game with this one. I like the fact again that if there is a scan token beside your ship, it's gonna help you. So you are going to be playing probably off the Shran card with this one as a bit of a combo when defending, because it's going to help you a lot more to use him or any card that has something that will automatically give you a freebie as a scan, or will help you put a scan onto another ship. I mean, you could even have Shran on one ship and put the long range sensors on another ship and use them as a bit of a combo between the two. So good move. 3 points for a disable. Pretty good. At least you can then use it again. It's 3 points. Tractor beam. You discard this card to target a ship, friendly ship within range 1. That ship performs an additional green maneuver with a speed of 1. The target ship rolls 1 extra defense die this round. Again, one of those cards that is helping the ship within your fleet. It's all about that support option and having that attack feature as well in the background. Really nice. Close range assistance, letting a ship either get away or maybe bring that ship a bit closer into yourself, and mean that it can add that extra defense die into the mix. So thinking particularly around smaller ships, it's there to this is potentially there to help those ships which have lost a bit of shields, are looking for kind of a bit of support to maybe get out of the way. That means that you've got the Kumari that can do that, which is kind of where the battle cruiser, it's where it mixes from battle cruiser to support and almost medical ship in some respects. But a really nice card. 4 points for a discard to be able to do that is a really nice kind of additional feature. I like the fact that they've got this whole kind of support network built into this pack. Finally, we come to the weapons options. There are 2 with the Kumari. These 2 weapons options are Particle Cannon Array, which places 2 time tokens on the card to perform the attack, range 1 to 3, using 4 of your attack die. And remember, you only use 3 as the standard attack with the Kumari. There we go, just for reference. You can only fire the weapon from your forward firing arc, so it is going to give you that extra bit of power shooting forward. And you are going to have the sort of delayed reload on there of at least a couple of rounds to be able to use it. There are cards out there, of course, which can reduce the number of time tokens you put on your cards, but it is a nice one. It's just basically photon torpedoes with 4 rather than 5. It's just an early version of them, I would say. In the game, I know it's just cannon and torpedoes are 2 different weapons, but the way that it plays is very similar. So you've got a reduced amount of time, reduced amount of dice over the same kind of range. The other one is Advanced Weaponry. This one is probably much more like your photon torpedoes. It's the 5 attack dice, range of 3, costing you 5 points. Uses your target lock, uses your 3 time tokens. But if you inflict critical damage, you search the deck and you can use either weapons malfunction or munitions failure, critical damage cards, and then reshuffle deck. So the benefit of that is over something like photon torpedoes is that you're going to be able to get yourself a weapons malfunction or munitions failure from the pack to get this, which is really, really useful. And it's time tokens, so you can just keep using this and using this and using this. It's really, really useful. It's going to do some serious damage, so you get critical damage and damage from it if you're using it as a standard weapon with the 5. But just think of the other benefits that you're going to get from it. And it's only 5 points. This is an absolute killer of a weapon. I would be using this every day if I had an Impender ship, just because of what you're going to be able to power up with this one. Brilliant idea, brilliant card. Finally, we have the mission itself, which is the Battle of Andoria. It's again over the 2 cards, 4 sides, 2 players, planet token, 10 mission tokens. Sounds virtually like the one we have with the Valiant. The layout is as such. You have 300 points in your enemy fleet. You have 150 points in your fleet. So it's virtually, you're massively outnumbered. And the objectives, there you are. If you're an Andorian player, you win if you have at least one of your ships in the player when the reinforcements arrive. So you have 10 rounds effectively to play those mission tokens, and the enemy player wins if you destroy them all before the reinforcements arrive. The great thing is you can either increase the number to 12 or reduce it to 8 to make it easier or harder on that one to win. So you've got 10 rounds to effectively get rid of your enemy, which is a cooler way of doing it. It is a nice little pack. It's very mixed in what it can do. I would say you are looking at a ship which is going to be sort of mid-table, supporting your sort of largest ship in your fleet, and providing sort of support to your smaller ships. You're going to be scurrying around the board a little bit when you're playing with this one. But a really cool little ship, really does some great little features. And certainly I'd say that Wave 22 has been a complete surprise with some of the genius pieces we've seen within the 3 ships that we've got in here. So definitely take yourself down to your shops, get yourself hold of one of the ships from Wave 22, depending on which faction you're looking at. Valiant, great. Andorian Kumari, great. Different things, different style again, and that's why this seems to be doing really well at the moment. Really impressed with the last couple of rounds. Definitely lots of options for you to go with. We'll be back soon with Wave 23. Until then, please pop us a line, see if there's anything you want to see. I'm going to try and get the DS9 video done in the next couple of days and get that up, because I know that's something that I've not seen a lot of on the internet. Yeah, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.
Transfer complete.